Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Let's play some music, get the coffee, and regroup in a few minutes.
Shabby the girl. Shabby the girl. Yes.
Hello, kitty cats, gatos. I didn't realize how long is that song, and guys, I'm trying to find the little kitty ring, pink earring that I found, but I think Safi was probably intrigued with that ring, and it's probably somewhere on the floor, So this is the dealio today. As you notice, I found some hat and I put the angel cards in that hat. So I want right now to you guys lift your arm and say that you're here. Oh, look at this. Somebody with dark hair is thinking about me. Oh, that's nice. So I want you guys, I'm going to be reading for everybody who comes on, just the little angel card coming through. And the very first one was Lynn, and I don't know why she doesn't even show. So Lynn, are you here? Are you here? And if anybody comes later, just let them know to kind of like go back to, I don't know, 4 minutes. So Lynn is getting healing. Healing kind of like is really referring to a state of mind that you really need to put yourself first, and you need to be able to receive the nurturing. So the next one was Barbie. Barbie, you have clarity. And clarity means you're going to be able to, oh, this is starting. I kind of like thought I'd remove that repeat, but I didn't. So there we go. I stopped it forcefully. So clarity over here, Barbie, for you means that you are able to set your sight on long-term goals and kind of like go in a very, very long direction. And happy Merry Christmas to you. Happy New Year to you. Guys, I am actually giving myself holidays this year. Last year I started with not doing those annuals and they crushed me. So now I'm doing annuals individually. So if you guys want to order yours, if you're an old client of mine, you get a special deal. I think I'm having here on rolling on the stuff. Do I? Well, we'll see. I'll check. I thought I did it. I put it. So it's one, I believe, 95 for my old clients. For the new clients is 285. So it is draining me. I can only do one and a half on a really, really good day too. Lorna H, you are next. Lorna H. Lorna, truth. You need to speak your truth or you need to make somebody speak their truth. And by the way, I also fixed my microphone. I didn't fix it. It's now over the table. It is right in my face. So we shouldn't have microphone issues. So please tell me if you hear me okay. Chris, hola, hola, and hola all the other kittens. So Chris, what we have here, Chris, oops, we have integrity. So if you feel tempted, like we know you're Capricorn, we know that you kind of like have that devil card. Sometimes there's a temptation, and Capricorns are very kind of like straight shooters. They kind of like kind of climb really high places. So hence you can find them really succeeding pretty much in anything in life. But this is really saying, you know what, you want to do it right. You want to do it with the right principles. You want to speak the right words and so on and so forth. Very, very important, right? Then I have Jenny Richardson. Good morning and good morning. Happy thanks to you. Oh, Mark is here. Hello, Mark. Let's see Jenny for you. And then we have purpose. Purpose. This is maybe something that is a higher goal that maybe you anticipated. Maybe it's stressing you out. You need to kind of like pace yourself. You need to have proper tools. It's kind of like really needed lots of planning. And for Mark, we have support her, be there for her. There is like a nourishment that really needs to take place. Very, very important. Kelsey, this is kind of weird. I thought it's going to be better shuffle, but it isn't. I need to find a better thing to do than this. I think because it has this kind of like thing on the top and it doesn't do it properly. But anyway, Kelsey, happy Caturday to you. And we have Freedom. I really like his little naked butt over here. Freedom, spread your wings. Just do something fun. Maybe you didn't have something like that in a while. So it's really, really important to do it. Natalie, look at her. She's coming in and she's getting a gift. Her angel card reading. Isn't that awesome? Natalie, you need to tell us your sign, where you're from. And it's respect. Like, she's awesome. We already know it's going to be there and things are going to work out. Healthy. Oh my gosh, it's going to be just angel card readings all day long. So how about we do one reading and we can do it on the 8th where I just answer your questions. And you know that I don't do live reading and it's just simply I need a little bit more than that, but it could be more generic questions, could be, you know, political questions. I don't know. I'm just thinking that's maybe not as interesting because unless we don't pick the topic that it is. So, Halsey, you have gratitude. You need to kind of like get into that really high vibration mode that usually this shows when you need to receive some messages, and that is very, very important. Okay, so we have Libra from New Jersey. Kelsey, you're hosting a Christmas party tonight. Whoa, yay, yay, yay. Okay, so this is going on the side right now. Oh, I need to find now. Where did I put them? Did I put them back in? Please tell me I did. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. Natalie. There you go. You see two Libras communicating. Libras in action. So, guys, do you have any particular deck? I'm going to give messages for January. Generally, when I have monthly messages, I use cat cards. Where are my cat cards? Morgan Greer. Why are my cat cards not here? Come on. Kitty, 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 kitty. Lenormand, and these are all different variations of Rider Waite. I was yesterday doing X reading for someone. I had like two bad emergencies yesterday, really bad. Like one was including a sexual assault, another one basically domestic assault. So I just had to push them ahead of the game, and I was trying to find the cards and I couldn't, and it's weird. It's really weird. Anyway, let me just try to find my cat cards. Cat cards, found them. And so I have both decks here. So let's see which ones I want. Do I want pagan cards or I want these ones? I don't know. I can use both. Probably I'm going to go with these guys out. And is there one more? Yeah. And these guys are not coming in. So this goes in here for now. Just like Safi. And I was like yesterday here, I was like turning off the light that I left behind, and I heard something like sounded metallic, and I thought, what's that? And now I know that's possibly my little ring that I left on the table to be there for me when I come next. But apparently Safi needs the ring more. Now who knows where it is. All right, so which sign is going to go first? We are still in Sagittarius, aren't we? Sagittarius. Let me see, I keep getting those messages here. I have to tell you, there's like one thing about this place that is really running me crazy, and maybe this is simply me. I think many of you already conquered the situation, because I always lived in big cities. So coming to the city where you cannot put your foot down and tell people they're doing a bad job because they know so and so and what so much, and like you have a domino effect. It's really weird for me that you have to suffer through it. Also, like, I mean, I'm trying to find a cleaning lady, I'm trying to find some handyman to simply put my locks in. It's a little bit, it's not straightforward kind of thing. They have to make a little bit bigger hole. So I'm just talking to these people on Kijiji and whatnot, and they're already, give me the address, I'm coming. No, we are just talking. It's very, very kind of like hard for me still to kind of like process this, but I guess maybe this is kind of what happens in the smaller places. You kind of like cannot step on the toes and stuff. I don't know how will I handle this. That's kind of like a thing. Kelsey, birthday is Monday. So you are the cuspy one, right? So we are going to start with Capricorn, because Capricorn is birthday, Sagittarius. They still have their birthdays. So we are going to start here with Sagis. So let's do this, and it's not going to be long, because we have a beautiful day, and it's 4:30, and this is possibly the shortest evening. It's kind of like the shortest days in 3 days, because the day starts at 8 something and it finishes, but literally this is probably the lowest in the evening for the last 10 days. So let's see. I see it by on couch. I see it on the right side. Huh? Where are we? What? Guys, you have judgment. And as you notice, I'm kind of like getting an idea where I want to have my camera right now, at least for the readings. All the cards you're seeing, these are the decks that I use for my annuals, so it's really comprehensive. This year I think I added a couple of decks, so that's bonus. So you guys are getting something. Somebody might be coming in your life. You have this King of Wands, somebody coming on very strong. This can be Scorpio, and this can be, I don't know, a Leo. So clearly 2 fixed signs are coming through. Be very careful though, because there's like something karmic happening in your situation, my Sagis. So this could be also you, given that it's a fire. Maybe this really simply speaks about your generosity. Maybe simply speaks about how, things need to be done. Kind of like, hey, maybe you have to, don't sweat the small things, kind of a thing. This, however, worries me over here, right? That is indicating to me there's like somebody who is moving on. That could be you. Maybe I don't know. I'll be really honest with you. What came through is like it maybe somebody stepped outside of the relationship, and looks like this isn't supposed to be cleared, but somebody is not letting go. Somebody is a dog with a bone. And this is a side note, guys. It's a very difficult to overcome cheating in a relationship, right? It's very hard. But if you're saying I'm going to overcome it, then you need to agree to two things. One, the person who did it must be entirely transparent. Entirely. There's like no hiding the phone, no passwords, no hidden emails, nothing. Because if this happens ever again, you're out. And you have to be clear this person is out. I don't care like what kind of dependency you have. You have to look for different option. You need to go out. Two, if you agree to that, you need to also let go. And that's your part of the thing, right? Because there's like something, there were conditions that were ripe for that to happen. So by you reinforcing this, you did that to me, it's also not going to heal that. And that's the only way it can heal, it can repair. And sometimes I need to tell you from the few that went on that path of repairing it, they came out much stronger. So that's a good news that actually goes on the other side. So Sagis, there's like something, and it almost like looks to me that maybe you are being cold on the stuff that happened. Maybe you are saying, I'm enough, I'm tired of this, I don't want to kind of like hear about this anymore. And maybe you are like walking away. There is like something that is really, really happening. Knitting Yogi, we are live. Are we live? Is this hypothetical questions? Are we live? That's a good question, right? So, how is this for you for Knitting Yogi? You're going to get your angel card over here. Angel card for Knitting Yogi is expansiveness. You need to raise above your limitations. You need to be able to soar, to kind of like go in a different direction. So sort of like, again, don't sweat the small stuff, or to some extent looks like you're bogged down with some domesticated stuff and need to kind of like really, really think in a really, really a different direction. Yeah, and Kelsey will be celebrating like tonight, the party time. And then also what I'm going to do next is Capricorn, because this is basically happening in 2 days. So since it's very close, let's honor Capricorn as well. And let me just put a timestamp over here. Timestamp for Capricorn. So Capricorn, let's check you out. We are not celebrating anything in Canada. Everything is shutting down because of Omicron. Like there are like lots of cases coming through. I'll be entitled to get my booster around the 25th. So, Capricorn, the Tower. That's the first one that jumped out, right? I heard something about 8 and the light, so I wondered. Well, 8 o'clock. So basically what is happening in this like winter solstice, right? So this is the shortest day of the year. And of course, I was like a little curious mind, and I wanted to see like, if this is the shortest night, so how come the night finishes earlier on December, let's say 6th, than on December 25th when the 21st when the winter solstice is like supposed to happen, right? And why are they lying to us? Of course, immediately I had my backup. And then I realized, so there are two things. There's like also kind of like nightfall and sunrise. There are two things. So what basically happened on the 21st, two of them are having the short distance. So there's the shortest daylight in between. And truly, yes, the night sets in earlier in the preceding days, because on this day, it's already kind of like starting to be longer on the 21st. But in the morning, the day starts later, after 8 o'clock. And that's kind of like what I was saying. So, Capricorn, what do we have here? We have the Tower. We have chalices, 8 of them. And we have a 5 of cups. And also you have the very much a Scorpio or Mars principle. It really tells me that it's going to be shocking moment. Something is going to happen unexpectedly that is going to shake you up, right? The tower means something you're building, it's really, really built on wrong grounds. You need to go and you need to think in completely different direction. You need to rebuild. And it is giving you ability to rebuild again. But there's like something emotional that you'll process. Somebody's leaving. Is it you leaving and you're saying, I'm settling, I can do better of some sort, but after that there is like certain sadness, there is like missing somebody, but it almost like feels to me that there are like two people in a play for some reason. Maybe you picked one, maybe there's like second one in the wings, or right, remember this like Five of Cups is always like needing to look behind, needing to kind of like see who kind of like sees your back, who is there for you. And that's kind of like really important here to address. There is like this regeneration principle, but there is also something that needs to stop, something that just cannot continue. And it's going to come as a big revelation to you. Also keep in mind December is very difficult for relationships, or for anybody, even for very, very stable relationships, because all of that hustle and bustle, and now it's added pandemic, it's creating issues. Like people are nervous, people want to get things done, everybody's in the way. And in that respect, I'm really glad I'm not in Toronto, because every freaking Christmas my car got dinked, and that was not fun, right? For sure. So what am I going to do next is going to shuffle the cards, and we're going to see. Come on, guys, may I have 5 people? What is it? You all checked out already? You see, this is why I was like hesitant to do it, but I still want to do it. I think I have 2 over here. So let's take one at a time. First one is Virgo. Virgo is going out first. And I don't know why I heard unforced error for some reason, and I had this like vision of a tennis court. And really, I don't know why this is really coming through. I'm just saying because that came through. So you have a 22 is your reading, Virgo. So let's see what you get in way of the cards. And you can guys guess it. As we're going to do, who guesses that sign that I'm going to kind of like do next? I'm going to pull a card for them. How is that? So that's going to encourage. So Virgo, whoa. You have the Magician and you have the Stars. And you have 3 majors. And you have the Fool. They're all air. This is Uranus. This is air. This is like Mercury, right? And aren't we having a full moon in Gemini right now? So this is really talking all about the choices, everything that you need to do. You need to clear the air. You need to think big. You really need to think big. This is really telling me that whatever you're thinking, you're not thinking big. You really need to kind of like really, really go on the next scale. That's why the Star card is over there. It's kind of weird. We are going from 1 to 17 to 0. So which is really telling me it could be a reshuffle of some old ideas or something that really needs to do. Is it reducing to 11-11, 22-22? No, it doesn't really reduce to 11-11. 22-22 has a completely different vibration, right? And this is really talking about master building abilities, right? 22 is also a master number. Chris said, I split with my Scorpio months ago. I wasn't a fan of her temper. Aries rising. That's the Tower. I have a feeling you might hear from her, right? I know that you kind of like had a really, really soft spot for her. Knitting Yogi said, I said I'm still here and you pulled Virgo. Yay, that's what it is. Expansiveness. So guys, Virgos, the Magician says you have everything. You don't have to prepare. We know that this is like your Akal fee of spot. You prepare. Now, that's it. You're jumping into action. Magician has everything. If you need to show passion, you have passion. If you need to have work habits, you have work habits. If you have to have the proper words and diplomacy, how to address it, you have it. If you need to have empathy and connection, you have it. It's all there. So the star is really saying that maybe you've been through the period that you needed nourishment, you need nurturing, you needed to, I don't know, reconfigure yourself, and that period is over. So keep in mind the tower is just before star, and then this is like rebuilding the country after the war, right? That's what basically happens. The star kicks in, and it can succeed, it can fail, right? It needs lots of nourishment in order to kind of like come back to the point that that people recover, and we all have been there, right? You get your antibiotics from a doctor and you take them. First day you're so sick, and second day you're so sick, but all of a sudden you start getting better and feeling better. Then you forget one, then you forget two. I said, I'm not going to finish the whole course of 5 days or 7 days, whatever they are doing right now. Next thing you know, the disease repeats because you really didn't kick it in the butt. So that's kind of a possibility with the star card, that when this happens, you kind of like you really don't finish this whole cycle, right? Sorry, with the the star card is nourishment as well after the thing. So whatever you're doing, make sure you're finishing, because this is really important. You are jumping in a new phase, and it says, hey, you know what? 2 feet, trust, go for it. It's a good thing. Like Fool is a good card, but Fool also includes some kind of risk. And since it's ruled with Uranus, and Uranus, I can talk to you for days about Uranus, and it sucks to be born in the sign of Aquarius, because Uranus just comes like thunderbolt, like we are just natural tower, and it changes. Oh, I have a plan to go on vacation, and you plan it for a year, and then changes. Like all of a sudden, there's something else happening, and you have to be prepared for all of these kind of circumstances all the freaking time. And that's what you're getting in a Fool card. But it's telling you it also is going to be interesting. And this is almost like anti Virgo, because you guys are all about preparedness. And this is saying, oh, you know what? Buckle up. It's going to be kind of like a whole bunch of different circumstances going through it. So it's very, very important over here, right? Okay, Barbie guessed Taurus. Guys, I'm going to pull the card for anybody who guesses correctly. Okay, I'm waiting. Which one is this one? And I'm going to also, in the meantime, pull another one. So while I'm reading for this one, you can guess whichever one is the next one. And the next one will be this one. Is it one? It is one. Which one? It's only Barbie. It's only Barbie. Is it? Is it? Anybody else? Anybody else? Anybody else? Okay. Nope. But she was very, very close. Aries. So pretty much the same spot in the sky. So just keep, my lady, keep doing that. So let's put Aries tag is 28. 28. It's the tag over here. So Knitting Yogi, Aries. Oh my gosh, look at the two of you. Maybe it's delay. So I'm going to pull 2 cards for you. First for Knitting Yogi. And you're getting 3 of Earth reversed. So this is really talking about it's not a time for the team play, right? No, you can do things on your own. You can do stuff, so you don't need it. And in fact, any team play is going to be everything for us, nothing for you. So keep that in mind. It's very, very important, right? Okay, so sorry guys, I guess I need to kind of like wait a little bit longer because Lorna also guessed. So the next one was Barbie. And you're getting 4 of Earth. Interestingly, 2 of you have this close. 4 of Earth really talks about, hey, you know what? You're a little bit too closed in. It's almost the opposite of 3 of Pentacles, right? So this is 4 of Pentacles, and the kitty has a whole bunch of toys over here behind, but just wants all the toys for himself or herself. So this is saying go and share, and that is going to be fulfilling, that's going to be loving, and that's the key over here. You have plenty, and plenty to have plenty and to share. That's the lesson of the moment. So, and guys, please like and please come to this video. Now we have a Christmas break, and I have a blackout break on the 24th. I'm finishing I finished quite a bit of those annuals. So guys, if you order annuals, um, I don't know how many will I manage to do before 24th, but I'll try. But then I'm going to resume, what did I say, on the 6th, I believe, or on the 8th or something. Okay, so I am going to read Aries right now. I'm going to put a new timestamp here for them. And in the meantime, you guys can guess this one. Okay, Aries. Aries. Aries, we have 4 wands. This one wanted to come out. It's the Ace of Cups. Barb is staying in her cat box, and it is the Magician. A Magician again showed up. So this is very unusual for Aries. First of all, for you Arieses, it feels like that you are you're kind of like comfortable where you are. Maybe there's like a feeling of, hey, you know, I'm really accomplishing things I want to do. Maybe you met somebody. Maybe you met somebody who feels like right, who feels like your, I don't know, muse. If you're a guy or if you're a woman who really feels right, it kind of like spiritually right. You know, it's not only that butterflies kind of attraction, but it's kind of like soothing, and it doesn't look like that the person is pulling a fast one, sort of a thing. So I can see here it's also saying, you know what, go for it. Look at this, the Magician here is saying just go for it. It's something magic in all of that. Like, look at this like beginning, and plus everything adds to 6, and 6 is encouraging this relationship. So guys, you really need to kind of like open up and join outside world, because some of you are going to just build up and upgrade what you already have. Maybe you had your doubts about somebody, because this also kind of like can suggest restart of some sort. Maybe you're coming back and saying, you know what, I didn't think that this is the real thing, but in the time that we didn't spend together, because it looks like there was like some kind of like pause, I miss you, I want you, I want to be with you. And there it is. The romance is booming over here. Something is happening very well. And you know how it really works when you work with Aries? They're like taking the stars down for you. They are very really cutting through. You know that story about the Sleeping Beauty, and the prince had to cut through all of that roses to get to her in the end. That's the Aries male, right? Like, they're not beating around the bush. They're cutting right through. You are the one I want, and sort of the things, right? But also be careful. Aries also sometimes drops you like a hot potato. So you need to play your cards right if you're cross watching this as well. So let me see the guesses that I have for the next one. What's the next one? I'm going to wait a little bit. Barbie's guessing Cancer. Knitting Yogi is guessing Pisces. Regina, your new one. Hey Regina, you're going to get an angel card for you. Oh Lord, I have to go. Have an appointment. Merry Christmas. Thank you for stopping by. All the best. Happy New Year. Regina, the card that you're getting is exploration. You shouldn't be superficial over something. You need to go deeper, kind of like allow yourself to watch something new. That series Explain on Netflix is fun, or do something different, or just browse YouTube, something that generally you wouldn't. That is going to be really beneficial for you one way or the other, because it's going to be able to be used. Okay, so Chris is saying Aquarius. So we have 3 guesses, I guess. Leo, Regina. All right. Scorpio. Nobody guessed. I didn't even try. Honestly, didn't even. I'm allowing you to do that. So Scorpio messed us all up, as usually they are very things. So I'm going to pull the next one so you guys can. And it's getting easier and easier to guess, right, after the signs we have. So Scorpio, your number. So it's 3420 for Scorpio here. And let's see what cards you get. Scorpio. Ooh, holy moly. Scorpio is like, I am telling this on my own terms. So you have the Lovers. You have 10 of Pentacles. You have 8 of Wands. Holy moly. And you have the sun reversed. I don't know what to tell you other than it's really good to be Scorpio in January. Really, really good. Um, it's kind of like you're setting up home life. There's like also possibility about the sun can talk about child, especially if it's a male child. It can play a role here, prominently displayed. Ten of Pentacles really interesting. So this is January, guys. Otherwise, I would say, hey, you're going to be getting together with a whole bunch of family around holidays, but you are not getting around the holidays, right? And keep in mind that everything really adds to moving on, to Chariot card, to 7, right? Chariot is always like he sets his goal and he's going there. He's going to the battle to win. And we know that that's something you have in common. So maybe you are connecting to Cancer of some sort. Maybe it's going to be some kind of like revive of something that's bringing a new level. But it's kind of like really awkward because it starts with vibration of love, but instead of like going to the Lover's card, which to me would make more sense, it goes to 10 of Pentacles. It's almost like that something happened at home and now you're addressing what happened at home and you're dealing with that, and that's very, very important, right? So maybe you live with somebody and it was a fallout or an argument of some sort, or somebody's moving in, and then after moving in the real love happens. This could mean conception, this could mean conception of a male child, this simply also could mean you're in, but like it's reversed. So when the sun is reversed, I have to say that sometimes it's even better. So it's not, I don't know, you might be attracting Gemini, you might be attracting Leo. That's kind of like shows here, which is not necessarily your cup of tea. But Scorpio and Leo actually is not uncommon situation, because fixed signs like fixed signs because fixed signs like to build structures, and that's what they have in common, and it's a very, very strong bond, even if technically signs don't really match, but you can build a structure all your life and that can keep you interested, right? So I can see that here, but I also see, and that could be this Gemini moon we are going through, that you're making choices and the choices may be kind of like going in that direction. Hello, Lynn, I appreciate it a lot. So that was your guess, and you change it. You see, Chris guessed Scorpio. He changed it. So you guys need to learn to try and trust your intuition, and that's kind of the exercises we are doing here. So Scorpios, sucks to be you. What can I tell you? It's going to be freaking really interesting month. Something's going to feel right, and you're going to go through these motions. So, are we on Scorpio? Sorry, I had to take the call. Yes, we are on Scorpio. If you want to rewatch it, you can go to 3420. Freaking awesome month for Scorpio. So, now, I think yoga, I will text you something. Somebody I want you to meet, I guess. Oh, if you're available. Now, you are all guessing. There's one Aquarius, there's one Libra. Who guessed Aquarius? I think Lynn guessed Aquarius. Or was it for the last one? Was it for the last one? I'm seeing Aquarius here from Chris and from Lynn. Is Lynn still here? You guys are going to get 2 cards. Lynn, the first one is for you. And you're getting the Priest. This is really talking about tried and true. Go something like in a very traditional way, if in doubt. So, I don't know. For example, if you're on a date and somebody's a little bit crazy, just pull away from this person. Because this is really telling you really need to play by the rules. And morality is really, really important. So, you need to eliminate anything that is not something that has been used for such a long time. Don't deviate from it. Very, very important. It also can be called a marriage card as well. And who was the second one? I think Chris. Chris, you're getting 4 of Earth. Again, you need to expand. You need to share something that you have that you're not sharing, or you're not feeling giving, and people don't feel giving when other people take advantage of them. So you don't have to share all the toys, just share one toy, and that's kind of like where it kind of like keeps on going. So, all right, so let's go. Aquarius, which cards did I, oh my gosh. No, I didn't read these cards. Did I use these cards? Why am I so, no, I was reading from these cards. Oh my gosh, for a moment I had lapse. I just really couldn't remember. Am I getting dementia? That's not fun. So, which sign are we going right now? What did I say? Aquarius? Aquarius, right? So, did I say Aquarius? Scorpio? Virgo? Oh my gosh. I'm telling you, I'm off my rocker. I guess it is Aquarius. Just wanted to make sure. Because it's my son. I don't want you guys to think that I am just that I'm just taking advantage to read my own sign. I'm going to put here the next one. Oh, thank you, Barbie. I appreciate that. Aquarius, Regina. I did you, right? I did you. I guessed you. Did somebody else? Lynn? No. Was it Lynn? Regina, did I pick the card for you? Please let me know. No, I didn't. So let's start. And you're getting strength. This is a really good card. It's also about commitment, and it's also telling you that you will need to be a little bit circular in how you kind of like get to the solution. It's going to involve lots of diplomacy. You might not like what you hear, but you're going to find a way around it. This could be a boss finding a problem, but it is clearly exercising your inner strength to get to your own goal. So it's very, very important to do that. So, okay, so let me redefine the Aquarian's timestamp over here. Aquarius. Oof. Aquarius, like Scorpio. Pff, I'm out. I am telling all the stories. So we have 6 of Wands reversed. We have 3 of Pentacles reversed. We have 3 of Cups reversed. And then we have Death. So 6 of Wands reversed is not a bad thing. It's simply saying that you're not going to be after winning at any cost kind of a thing. You're going to be simply kind of like, hey, I want to get along. But it's going to be a point where you're going to realize that teamwork simply just doesn't work for you. And maybe you're going to find that somebody's taking credit for your job, or maybe that somebody's just like walking over you and treating you like a doormat for some reason. So you're putting stop on it, as kind of like usually it's in an Aquarian fashion. The same goes for what I was telling for Scorpio. Like, I mean, you have Scorpio coming through. So either it's going to be a Scorpio or a foundation of some sort that we see it's not sustainable. And because it's not sustainable, we are moving forward. The Death card always says you need to stop something and something else will restart, right? It's that regeneration. When it's upright, it's good. It's not good that you have to stop something. It always kind of sucks. But it starts to kind of like move kind of like forward. It starts to kind of like spin. And this is kind of like, I just got one of those veggie gardens, do you know what, like the one at home that you put under the light, right? So it was just, hello, welcome to the world, right? So the seed is technically dead and dormant, and now it's kind of like budding out. So it's kind of like watching this in action. It's very, very exciting, even though, like, I mean, it's just kind of like a fun. Look at that guy showering me with money. Love you. Love you all. So what basically Aquarians, so we are having 6 and 6, 12, 15. The only thing that I would say here, maybe this also relates to finances. Maybe you're feeling that you are spending the money, that you have been triggered with treating yourself, and this treating yourself never seemed to stop. And this could actually also indicate that, because Scorpio is also very fine attuned to kind of like their financial well-being. Very important. They're shrewd managers and shrewd financial managers. But also, I want to stress out that there are some people in January who are not playing the ball, who don't want to play the way you want to play. So you either need to redefine the game or figure out what rules they have, because that's going to be helpful for you to redefine the strategy. Or you just need to go pick up your ball, walk away, or just even leave the ball behind. And that would mean, okay, you want to do it, you do it. You want to take a credit, you do. But at least you are going to have some kind of clarity in that situation, which is going to be very, very important. And it's kind of like really interesting because the cards just like, jumped out. And that was a really important thing to acknowledge as a thing. Well, happy holiday land to you as well. So, who is next? Who is next? What did you guys guess? What, I read the doors already. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, before the doors. Leo. I only have a Leo. Okay, so we have one. Barbie. Yeah, it's you. It's you. It's you. You're going to be next. But before we go next, I'm going to do the doors. I am going to do the doors. And I was forgetting to put the signs on there as well, but we're going to do, why is this not covering anything? What's happening? Come on, I plugged it in. Okay, well, let's try with this one. Maybe that's going to work. So the doors. Which deck? I'm going to use this deck for it. So the door number 1 here, the door number 2, and the door number 3. So let's see what that. Okay, and just put the timestamp for the 6:30 for the doors. And now let's see, guys. Now, which doors did you guys pick? So this is the door number 1, and you're getting 3 of wands. So this is kind of like one of those you win one, you lose one situations, right? So it's literally kind of hard to give you yes or no on this one because I technically don't know what it is. As you probably know, this is the card of the ships. And when we have card of the ships, everything is under the loop. Your friendship, your relationship, your partnership. Is there any other ship that I'm forgetting over here? So it reversed. So something is not smooth sailing. Something is not coming back to your harbor. The ships are not coming back. Maybe you did investment in a person, in a project, and it just fell flat of some sort. Maybe it's like you don't know which ingredient is wrong, and this is like kind of like the worst part of this. Like, was there no passion for it? Was this kind of like somebody didn't have a time to do it? And this is kind of like the tricky card of that. But at least 3, so it's not a big deal, kind of, which means you can revisit this later. In fact, you can even ask this question again because it's not having this huge, strong message kind of a thing. The door number 2, it's 4 of wands reversed. And 4 of wands reversed is like, it's also positive. It's a yes, and it's saying, why are you even asking this question? You know this is what's going to happen. It's not going to happen with a big fanfare. It's going to go after conversation. It's going to be debate, everything, the cards on the table, and then the things will make sense. Oh, looks like all the cards were already reversed. And then we have a Queen of Wands reversed. And I would say no to this one because Queen of Wands is dangerous and destructive when she is reversed. It's a woman, literal woman on PMS that you get Queen of Wands reversed, like where she's angry, she's like driven hormonally, so she's not in the right frame of mind. It's a nice person, it's something that you want, or maybe you have a woman that is in your way of something like that really kind of like maybe there's like a jeopardy in terms of relationship or something like that. not fun when you have the Queen of Wands, not being in a good mood. So what this tells me, if your wish depends on another person, I would say that person is going to stop it or doesn't want it to happen, so on and so forth, right? Okay, so let's go the second round, and I think I'm doing good with time. So that's going to be the one after. And for now, let me put Libra, it's right on 50. Libras. I'm going here, and let's see what we get for you guys. Libra. Oh, this one wants to come out. Oh, you're getting the King of Wands. So there is like the Leo, or there is some kind of generosity. This is a principle of standing firm. Maybe it's fun. Maybe you're going to have some parties over here because Leo likes to do everything in good passion, like good restaurant, like good clothes. Maybe you're going to treat yourself at a spa, like that's a royal treatment literally in this card. So it's very, very important to kind of look. And Libras also like pampering, so that's where my mind goes to. Whoa. But why is this then coming through? We have a Three of Swords. So is maybe somebody that you put on a pedestal who is letting you down? I'm so sorry that I'm seeing this, but maybe something that looked promising, because here we see like it was something that was feeling it's going to be a relationship that is going to last. Guys, this is a generic reading, general reading. Even if you are kind of like Libra, this might not apply to you, because this really tells me that there's a fallout that is very painful. And this might be a third party. A third party doesn't have to be a cheating man or a woman. The third party can simply means somebody prefers to work than to work on their relationship. Somebody prefers to play golf or go out with the guys than acknowledge that, like, I mean, you have your needs, right? It can be their, what they are quote unquote married to as well. It's really interesting that you are kind of like at that stage saying to yourself, holy shit, I have seen red flags. I've seen red flags and I still trusted. So you are like beating yourself and saying to yourself that you're kind of finding yourself guilty. And this is the worst part, right? Because look at it, these are swords. This is all going in your own head, right? It's somebody that kind of like flame that fire in you and it felt good. And now you're like doubting your own instincts. No, it's not you. They simply only acted in presentation. So there's somebody who really knows how to package the product really well. We all been in the situations where we fell for marketing, kind of like a speech, and then we got a crappy product, right? So, or that we bought into something like Pet Rock, if you're that old, which you just got a freaking garden stone in the mail for lots of money for the mailing. So be very careful of somebody who is packaging him or herself really well, because something like that can really explode in your face. Ooh, look who showed up, Creative Guru. You're going to get your angel card over here. You're late. Got your electricity back last night. Oh my God. I hope it was like not too cold. How guys did you do? Holy moly. Jeez. So your card is expansiveness. Who else got expansiveness? Was that Knitting Yogi? So you need to look in the big picture. It's just kind of like it's telling me you're too granular. You're too much with the nose on the ground. Like you need to think big, look big, and look and maybe even talk to the people who kind of like see things that way. And it's kind of like really, really important to kind of like process things from that side. So did anybody guess which one is next? Cancer next? Knitting Yogi is guessing. I'll give you a few more seconds. More guesses, guys. It's getting easier. It should be getting easier at that stage. The lights are back on. Could I please have one? Oh, Kylie, I didn't see you. Of course. Oh, thank you. See, this is what, guys, you need to do, because I don't necessarily look all the time at a thing, and this is the way to address it. Kylie, you're getting education. And we know that you're in school. And so there's like something that is drawing your attention to it, or that simply could mean not necessarily going back to school. It simply means there's something that you maybe know that you need to apply, or you need to call this card, or if you're applying for a job, that means that somebody else actually don't have the qualification, they want to squeeze them through. You need to kind of like speak for yourself. Come on, I have all the qualifications, or something like that. So you probably will know what is it that this is behind it. So we will see. So let's see. I have some guesses. I have Gemini, I have Cancer, and I have Leo. So it looks like it's starting with S. No, it's ending with S. Pisces. Pisces. My boss is Pisces, and her right hand is Scorpio. So I don't know how I will do. Just put it this way. It's really, really weird, but technically it's not a greatest fit, but I am going to try to be open-minded. So let's see here. This one wants to come out. The world. Creative girl, it was sunny and we have a lot of windows. It was cold at night. Oh my gosh, cats all came to bed and cuddled under covers. That's what Safi does. Safi is a tropical cat, right? And she doesn't have the undercoat, where Matrix looks like tundra cat, and he wants to be outside, but Safi is like, nope, nope. She's always cuddling with somebody. Poor thing. So Pisces, whoa, you have 2 karma cards, Pisces. Something really, really important coming through, right? So the world, it's really telling that there's like something that is happening. Look at it. These 2 cards are connected. There's like no other way to interpret. They are both karma cards. And usually when the major arcana finishes, the minor arcana opens with this card. And it's kind of cutting through, and it's literally the proverbial sleeping beauty coming to the point and kind of like having this little minor lesson. So this is saying, okay, you have accomplished this. We have a plan. We have everything. You have some foundation in place. Let's go next, kind of a thing. And this is almost like a congratulations. This card also means victory, as you can see in the card. And the reason why I call it a karma card is really cutting through. Right? The sword has 2 blades, which means one is cutting out, but one can cut in. So which means you both have to work on your inner and your outer world. So it's very, very important, right? Oh, anytime, creative guru, I'm just shuffling things around. I don't want it to be stale, always too old. But Pisces, this is very crucial to me. So maybe you have Capricorn, or it's going to be a Capricorn principle. Maybe you want to climb to the higher ground over here, and this is basically showing a goat, but it's also showing that there's like something that may happen in time. While these 2 cards are tremendous right now, right here, so almost looks like the month will open with something big, with some kind of foundation. The rest of the month is going to be simply sorting things out, sort of like, to me, this is the ultimate friend card as well. Kind of like finding comfort, but not really moving with any kind of like speed, which is really weird. Maybe that almost like exhausts you here, that something happens that it can be really overwhelming if you wish, where this is kind of like really, really different. So Knight of Pentacles also means that you need to look for support of the people around you who are more slow and steady, kind of like win the race, versus, oh, I'm running there, I'm there. Oh, I forgot this, I forgot that, right? Like that's what happens to us people who like to rush into things. But you're kind of like solidifying something. You maybe picked what you want, you needed to make a rush decision, but now you're just going slow and steady toward your goals. So that is kind of like really extremely important to kind of like really look at that. So Pisces, what else I also want to say, given that you have 2 karmic cards, that you are entering a phase and you're a little bit different case study. And the reason why a different case study, and I didn't take the cards so you guys can guess while I'm talking, is because you're technically, I don't even consider your sign as a sign. This could be just me, because I think there are 11 signs and you are sort of the bridge, right? You are that rainbow bridge. So that's why I don't count you as a sign, because you necessarily don't go through all these cycles that the rest of us go. We start from Aries, right, and 1, and we end up on Aquarius, which is 11. So 12 is always God sign, energy sign. So that's why you have this nurturing quality, but you can also have very sappy quality, right? So that's that's the emotional aspect is, yeah, I'm here to help people, but oh my God, I don't want to leave all these people behind me, right? So that's these two fishes swimming in the opposite direction. So there is like something happening that is going to be really crucial for you, and it's going to be really difficult for you. You need to cut through, or you need to cut off something from the past. And it's, even though it's really good, it's going to be beneficial for you, it's also going to be a little stressful. So that's why I can see how you prefer that slower pace going forward. So, okay, so I'm getting guesses. Leo, I have 2 Leos. Anybody else? But no, it's Gemini. And this is going to be interesting. I'm going to put the next one. And we are getting literally down to the last 2 guys. So you should be able at this stage to maybe fine tune others too. I think there are 2. So I'm going to get this one, and if not this one. So now I have to be a little bit more, I have to have a little bit more clarity. You can guess any of the 2. You also need to understand that I have Sagittarius and Capricorn still in the box, even though we read them. So just want to repeat that for you. So if you're going through Gemini, full moon, and that's the tricky one, especially for those of you who are not air sign, because Gemini, even for us air signs, they can drive us nuts. Oh my God, I have a couple of Gemini friends, and sometimes I go like, why am I even considering them friends? And then they come back in my life and they're so much fun and they're bubbly, and equally they just like leave, right? Look, you need to talk to somebody, and you know they have the intellect, intelligence to kind of like really kind of figure out a solution. No, they're not even picking up the phone. And that's the quality that Gemini has. But also, because they're able to go in and out, somehow they make really good partners in a relationship. Who, for me, that would be exhausting. But because they just sort of like don't allow anything to really come to close, because they are almost like it's spinning all the time. So when we're going through this Gemini full moon, as we are going, I think as of, was it yesterday or the day before, what is going to be happening is that we really need to make some choices, who we want to be in life. And the choices with Gemini are always intellectual choices. It's always like, I would say, higher level choices, and Geminis are always a little bit of devil's advocate. And so I don't know, if you neglected your health, you're going to ask yourself, oh, okay, this cannot go on like that, right? I need to do something. If you neglected your work, if you neglected your finances, it's going to be in the same fashion. So just think about it, right? So it's very important. So let's see what we have here. We have Knight of Swords. This is clearly you. You're aiming towards some goals. And you got 10 of Swords. You're trying to get something done, but somebody wins. Somebody knocks you in your like, what do you call it, in the kneecap or something. You're just knocked down to the ground. You know who it was. You absolutely know who it was. You have like no look, oh my gosh, you have no doubt about the person who has messed with you. And you are very saddened. You are like taken back with this. Very, very taken back with this. But you're also realizing that it was like no other way that things could have happened. This also could refer not necessarily to a person, but to maybe a project of a sort. And that simply means, again, not happening. And that you need to dust off and move forward. And you're going to start feeling a little bit panicky, and I think this is why I'm seeing this Knight of Pentacles. Who is there? Do you have friends? Are friends there for you? So you see, that's the thing. Like, if you neglect your friends, they might not pick up the they might not pick up the phone when it's needed. And that's going to be the lesson that you really need to learn, that you need to learn how to connect truly with people. I don't know why I keep thinking, yes, it definitely could be a person, but we don't see a person anywhere here, right? Because the knives are here in the pillow. The kitty cat here is being squished with the rain, right? And this should be probably bleeding on a kitty, but probably they were kind enough not to give us that visual. But then this kitty over here is like one of those cool kitties and saying, "What's up, bitches?" kind of a thing. You know that this is just life, and that's how Scorpio reacts. And this is just a challenge. You can do it, and I challenge you not to be a sissy. So that kind of pisses the hell out of you, and then you start moving forward. So it's almost like somebody's going to kick you when you are down, and or that you're going to be cornered, and then you have no option. This can be also again about the finances of a sort, right? Because clearly you were aiming very high, from very high you went very low, but you're like refining your sea legs, if you wish. I'm not going to lie to you, Gemini. I'm sorry to say it's going to be a really rough month. So it's the best to buckle for it. I would have supply of the good teas and not caffeinated teas, the teas that will simply be your go-to safe space, that you can make a tea and enjoy it when shit hits the fan. Let's put it that way. So sorry about it. So let's see. Kylie, I just joined the live. Have heartbreaking news. Oh my gosh, found out yesterday visiting my parents. My mom, who's been sick for as long as I can remember, he's deteriorating and frail. Oh my God, Kylie, I am so sorry. I watched a movie. It's called The Father yesterday night before sleeping. It's with Anthony Hopkins about dementia. It's about my thing. So the education card would be that I'm researching and gathering information about deaths. Okay, let's bring the card for you here, for you and your mom, and you're getting mountain card over here. I'm going to read this mountain for you. 6. It says, you have the capacity to flow around any obstacle. It is a time to adapt. Sometimes you will come across what appears to be insurmountable obstacle. Wait a minute, didn't Sagittarius reading have the death card? Ugh, I'm just having goosebumps at this stage. Appears to be an insurmountable obstacle, like a huge mountain that separates you from your success. You might think that climbing it or chiseling away at it is the answer, but why take such a treacherous, tedious approach? Be like the rivers that flow around mountains naturally. You'll move past this obstacle relatively quickly if you choose the easy way around. So this is the time to adapt to your circumstances. If you decide to climb, remember to take one step at a time, opting for the right next action. So I guess, if that's the situation, don't make it hard on yourself. It says go with the flow. That's kind of like what I would interpret it in that situation. And go with the flow also means emotionally connecting, and it's going to be more important to step in this river than where this river goes. And we all have expiry date. That's the reality of the situation. And you need to also prepare yourself, to train yourself for letting go. And it's hard. But it's just like, I always remind myself whenever I lose somebody, and I cry a lot, that this simply means that we're going to reconnect one day, and it's just us who are suffering. They are actually free. So that's kind of like the way to look at it. So so there we go. Sorry about it. Mom is the Cancer, dad's Gemini, hence Gemini moon. Now it's sad reality. Mom wants me there when it's time. I fully understand it. I am so sorry to hear it, sweetie. Whew, I'm pretty sure I'll be hearing from you for a reading, so my door is open to you, my dear. Okay, let me just give this emotional wave that I have been here, and so I'm going to open both of these at the same time, and I have 3 in this here, and I have Cancer, their guest. Anything else? Sagittarius, we read Sagittarius. There was no guesses for Saggies. And the second one is Capricorn. We read both of them, so they just got themselves eliminated. Wow. Isn't this weird? Because I was talking, guys, don't forget the Sagittarius and Capricorn, and there I have them right there. It's so bizarre. This is again, I also need to learn my own intuition. So we have this one that I'm going to read now, and this one that you're going to be guessing. So this one here, you guys guessed crab. Yay! Everybody who guessed Cancer is going to get their card read first. So let's see who did. It was Barbie and Lynn and Knitting Yogi. Look at you guys. Knitting Yogi was first. And you're getting 2 cards. You're getting 3 of Fire and you're getting 6 of Cups. So this is really telling me that that you feel bogged down from something from the past, and you're not going to allow this to happen. There's like some emotional impact of a sort, but instead it's really telling you, because literally this one is going up, this one is going down, right? And going out and thinking out of the box is bringing revival, it's bringing energy, it's bringing very loving kind of like progress forward. But this is like the ultimate Mercury retrograde card to me, which overwhelms with the nostalgia, with emotions, what should have been, I wish I've done this, let me contact so and so. But when it reverses, it's even more intense. We are actually coming to Mercury retrograde soon, right? So I know that we move them a little bit forward. So this is going to be sort of like the choices you need to make, or simply could be put together. Hey, you know, I'm picking up the wrong cards from the wrong deck. I want to actually do it from here. It's really weird. And here you're getting the 5 of Pentacles. Same thing as some kind of like duality here. Look, this is 9. So you see the cards don't lie. 3 and 6 and 5 and 4. It's just the same message the other side. So you're going from 3 to 4 over here. And it's telling you, yeah, you're on the right path. But you need to follow through, right? You need to jump through a hoop, go toward the light kind of a thing. Where these 2 cards are saying, okay, you're going to get stuck emotionally, and this is something that involves something on the outside, or somebody on the outside, or something on the outside, which can cost you if you continue. So holy moly, it's the same situation, guys. You really need to kind of like watch what you are doing in this particular situation. So it's almost like, you know, imperative that you don't make this mistake. So there is like something that is more like an action, right? So 3 of Wands, 4 of Wands are more like action versus a goal, right? So it's a process toward a goal that you need to follow versus stopping, smelling the roses, and then this puts you down. So just smaller example, not everything has to be big. You set some plans for to do in the afternoon, and you want to, I don't know, walk the dog, you want to see a movie, you want to see a concert, but then you take a break and you see something on the internet, and this kind of like pulls you in emotionally, and all of a sudden everything collapses, right? So that's a small example of the same thing. So it's really important to kind of like think through in that respect, right? So let's see. We have Taurus, we have Cancer over here, and this one we did. And let's see. Sorry, wait a minute. That was like for Knitting Yogi only. And I have to have other people. That's why I was there. I think I need to start taking some member supplements. I'm really actually getting at this stage really concerned. So who was else? It was Knitting Yogi. I'm just going back. Who else? Knitting Yogi, and then Barbie. Oh my God. I can get more sleep. Barbie, you're getting Page of Swords, and you're getting 2 Wands. It's going to be like in your face conversation of some sort. And so that was not for Pisces, it was for Knitting Yogi. And do you have a Pisces in your life? Because for some reason, the Pisces kept coming through to me. For one reason or another, I don't know why. So, Barbie, there's like somebody younger over here, of a sort, and somebody who is between the past and the future. So this is also very close to your Libra as well. Like, I don't know, is there a wedding that you need to attend soon of something of a sort? Um, but there's like something here. There's like a debacle over how to proceed and what to go. And it's kind of like sitting on the fence. And I think that could be you sitting on a fence. So that's kind of like what it really comes through. There was somebody else who came up with crabby. Lynn. Lynn came up with. And that's 7 of Wands. So you need to know that even though you're being challenged in something, that you're being challenged simply because you appear to be strong. And you need to stand your ground. Stand your ground. That's why you see the cat with the arch back, making himself bigger. So you fought for something. So now you need to reinforce why you are in that position. Whew. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Look at this. My memory. And I actually did buy some pills for the memory. And it's just like my dad has his dementia and I'm almost like picking everything up from him. I really hope this is not the case. So now we are doing Cancer, right? And I need to put that stamp over here because we are finally starting with Cancer. Cancer. Just like plopped. Cancer. So you have also 7 of Wands. You have King of Cups, which most likely is you, unless you're dealing with Pisces. And then you have sort of like it's really jumping the principle of Mercury, or it's either Mercury retrograde, or it's like this full moon in Gemini that we're really going through. So 7 and 1 is 8. It can talk about some kind of like business principle, and you guys are totally freaked out if your finances are not in order. You literally freak out, and you kind of like to accumulate, grab it, take it with you into, how the crab walks all the time with finding things, and you find a whole bunch of stuff that they actually carry. And also, you really need to send a message to somebody or to even group of people. It could be that you have a whole bunch of people ganging up. And sometimes it's very easy when so many people come at you to say, okay, fine. No, you need to stand your ground. There's something you're doing that is right. They're all wrong. So you're right. They're all wrong. And usually it's not the case. But something that you need to apply here is to tell them and show them why they're wrong and why you are where you're at. So you have been chosen for something, or you're in a situation where you know better, and it doesn't matter if it's 6 or million of them, you know better. Do not doubt yourself. Very important. And that is going to bring you emotional equilibrium, because this is quite upsetting for you, that you really need to deal with that. Your energy gets really, really high, and then you feel, okay, now I need this glass of wine. Now I just need to chill a little bit. Very, very important. But this is also a very good place, because even though on the outside it doesn't look like you're doing much, this King of Cups is really, really good strategically, right? So he does, if you wish, machinations behind the scene, or rather under the scene. It goes like really, really deep, right? And that's kind of like intuition gives you the right answers situation over here. And then you're actually able to jump and spring into the action. Magician says, actually, you're good where you are. You have enough gas in your tank. You have food, you have sandwiches for the road, you are ready to go. You go. And then you press on the pedal and you are going. So that's kind of like very, very important. Regina, good night to you as well. You are really welcome. I'm glad you enjoyed. Merry Christmas. Happy holidays. Thank you so much for stopping by. And guys, so you're jumping to Leo right now. And it was like Barbie that came up with a Leo. Anybody else? I'm not think. Nope. It is Taurus. And the last one, I'm not taking any bets, because we know the very last one must be Leo, right? So Taurus, I'm going to put the stamp over here. So Taurus, let's see what we get for Taurus. So we have King of Wands over here for you. And nobody is complaining about the sound. Am I right to assume that everything is okay, back to normal? Because it's always right in front of, literally, I'm here, and this is right here in my face. And then you have Nine of Pentacles, and then you have Judgment card. So there is like a switch of attitudes as well. You're not very generous sign. Let's be frank over here, right? King of Wands, however, talks about some generosity. Maybe there was like something that you did in the past of some sort. Maybe you needed to do. Maybe somebody's talking you into doing something, and then say, okay, fine, here it is, and now let me enjoy myself. Because Nine of Pentacles is all about self-enjoyment on your own, on your terms, and whatever you want. So it could also mean spending some money on yourself as well. And we know, like, the whole principle of Taurus and Venus is about pampering. It's about cushioning. It's about soft place to fall. It's very important. But there's like something that is really needed for you to be released over here. It's very strongly coming through because it's also coming right next to Judgment. And this is a karma card over here, right? The Judgment shows up when, when there's like somebody. So it's almost like paying it forward. It could be seen as well. Judgment also can mean... I wish, this is not happening. It could mean that somebody is passing on. And it could also mean that you are getting a completely different attitude. But because it's upright, it means whatever it happened in the past, you're actually now releasing the old stuff and you're clearing the old karmic, whatever, baggage, if you wish, and circumstances, if you wish, as well. So it's going to be very important because it's 29 together, and 29 is 11. This also talks about some kind of like healing. I don't know, do you have somebody that you need to heal a relationship with? It doesn't really look like it. You're like more willing to give, just to give something, than to really sit and heal, because right now you're just like self-oriented as a wish, and even that is good enough for you to release something. So it almost like looks to me that you've been holding on to something for maybe too long, and that something created some obstacles in your life. And this is now showing in the spirit of generosity. It's the showing spirit of healing. It is showing that maybe you are taking some kind of walls down and re-emerging, and which is very, very important. So it's very, very good thing to do it. So Devon said she's been there. She had hospice for her dad. That helped his dad. Easy for him. Man, it is like that end of life. We need to talk more about that, and maybe we can dedicate. It's just like, I don't want to be morbid, right? But like, I mean, it's really natural, and it would be really good to have reading on what is happening and what they are going through, what they are anticipating of some sort. And it really, really sucks, right? When they get to that age. But it also, like, let's turn it around, because now we are looking at them and they're looking at us sort of like as a goodbye kind of like situation. But like, we also have to figure out that the best thing to do right now is to feed as much positivity and say as much as you need to say, because you're going to regret it if you don't say it. And that's pretty much all that matters. I have a few older friends, and they're like now in their 80s already, and I kind of like have not exactly those type of relationships, but questions with, okay, do you regret anything, and what would you do differently, kind of a thing. And what they would do differently, all of them agree they will be more mischievous, and they feel that will make them feel more alive. And one in particular, my friend Alex, who is a retired lawyer, he said, I always played my cards right. He's Capricorn. I always played my cards right. And look at this, I have still like all this, I don't know, he had some kind of like medals or rewards for good schoolwork. And he said, and now I really wish that I broke somebody's car, that I threw it, like, it's very kind of like out of character, but that's kind of like the other friend said as well. I wish I was taking more risks in my life, and even if I didn't succeed. So that's one of the things that happens. And maybe it's kind of like talking to your parents, hey, is there some kind of like thing on the bucket list that we can do for you right now? And I know this is still bittersweet, but it is something positive moving forward. So Leo, you come last. I was about to get hospice, but husband never made it home. Oh my God. Oh. You know what? I think the pandemic is making things more difficult than they are. I mean, in Canada, it's holy shit, the health system, while we get it for free and this is all great, is just like getting an appointment. I'm getting so mad. And everybody is watching their skin, which I understand, but oh my God. Like it's clearly showing, exposing all the cracks that need to kind of like be seen here. So Leo, let's see what I have here for you. Actually, I really like the timing I did today. It kind of like worked. Okay, so this one, you're getting 8 of Pentacles, Leo. You are getting 4 of Swords. Holy moly. You're getting Ace of Cups, 6 of Swords, and then a 2 of Wands. I love this card. Look at this caddy looking in, I don't know, what is this emotion? Dismay and shock and maybe even fear. What is, like, not fear from what's left behind, but sort of like, will I make it? Will I make it? I don't want to deal with this, right? And look at that. Turbulent waters and cat and water, but they're like actually walking this path, and she just wants to make sure. But there's like a little kitty here, so there's like this newborn hope of some sort, or doing it for reasons, different reasons, for your kids, for projects, sort of things like that, right? So what do we have here? 12, 13, 15, 21. So even though your tasks are rather small, they're ending up to the World card. They're saying small things will make a day for you, kind of a thing, Leo. So pay attention to the details. Don't forget R&R, rest and relaxation. Don't forget that you have your dreams, and if you don't have a loved one, then you need to focus, you need to pray, you need to send that energy to the universe. Maybe you need to let go. Maybe you need to travel. And the travel doesn't have to be physical travel. You have to move from one spot to another. Maybe you need to leave somebody behind in order for these things to happen. Maybe you're dealing with somebody who is, I don't know, long distance of a sort. It's really interesting that you have like these 2 swords guarding this, which tells me that you're spending lots of time thinking about this person. So somehow physically, this is like really not really present. And only 2 of Wands is basically the card that shows the fire flavor, which is your flavor, that you're really debating. You're like sitting on a fence about what you really want to do. Part of you feels that whatever you have is strong enough to make it work. But a part of you is really looking it forward, right? Because what is happening next in this card? The next is basically sending the ship and seeing what's going to stick and taking this risk. Right here, there's still no risk. Everything is in your own head. Maybe you're contemplating a risk. Maybe you're saying whatever it is that you're going to go on the limb. It's kind of weird because almost looks like you're leaving before you took this risk. And then maybe you're coming back to take this risk and saying, oh, I can always leave. This is never going to change of a sort. But nothing is really negative over here. It's just like simply everything is going to propel you to the next stage. Everything is really going to go to this next direction. Also, what I really find, even though they're all elements, where is the Pentacle, Cups, Swords, Wands are here, I guess, naturally. But what I see on these 2 Wands, one is Cups, one is Swords. So it's almost like debate between your heart and between your mind, let's put it this way. They don't have to necessarily be on the opposite sides, but in this case, it feels like it's something emotionally, it's kind of like already there. Maybe you already have somebody in your life, and now you're thinking through, you're mulling through everything that's happening emotionally and wondering if this is enough. It looks like it is what it is. Emotionally, if you're hoping for things to grow, I don't think it will, right? But the words that can be uttered might change things either way, on either direction. So you're contemplating leaving some situation, but in the end, you're holding yourself back from something. So it's going to be very interesting January, and you're going to be very, very mindful of all the details that are in the process. So I think that's kind of like what happens. What, I have only 4 likes? I'm not liked anymore. That sucks. But that's okay, Chris. This is why I am not insisting to do the readings every weekend, because I know people get busy, and Saturday is a busy day. You need to do the stuff, and pretty much I think this is it, right? This weekend is the last thing you can do. That's it. And so don't blame people. So Reading Yogi said, my husband chose to stay at home, but hospice came in. Maybe there is an option for that. Mostly they supported me taking care of him. I wanted to put my dad in the hospice, in a long care home, and I'm glad I didn't, because the pandemic struck right at the same time. Probably he would be taken down by a virus. At least 2 years later, he's still sick, but he's alive. He's impossible. It's absolutely nightmare dealing with him, talking to him, being blamed all the time. But that's why I decided to move, because it was really nothing I could do for him. And at this stage, I'm almost thinking, like, let him die the way he wants to. He wants to die in his house. Let him die in his house. It's just, I don't know if it's going to happen that he burns the house down and that being sued by everybody. That's the tricky part for us, especially when you kind of like process things this way. But your mom is not doing that stuff, and she has a dad. So it is just 2 of them need to embrace, but you just need to embrace and think, maybe go to the photo books and embrace all of that. It's going to be really important for the future. And also write this all down and even record it, so your kids can remember that maybe as a special mementos on her birthday. And that's kind of like what comes to mind for me, right? So, wow. So we are going to the second one, the doors. So guys, think about your question here. I'm going to shuffle the heck out of these cards this time around. So your wishes, guys. Let's do some nice wishes. What did I do here? I'm just realizing I have cracked skin everywhere. Just think about some wishes, something that you want to welcome in your life, right? And don't even ask for a particular wish. Just ask maybe for a generic wish. And guys, by the way, I don't know if you know, like if you're my steady customer, you know that I have annual readings. And you know that I have some fly on the wall. I have 45 minutes, kind of like where we can focus on the things. But I also start doing, and that was upon request of some of the clients, can I do annual and also quarterly? I do quarterly readings as well, which cost the same as the fly. But the whole point is you don't really have to ask questions. I just simply tell you what's going to happen in a quarter and kind of go with that. So keep that in mind. The kitty is saying, oh my God, are they still following? Yes. Yep. Like these nuts people. Oh, now you see the card, and that's why I need to close this. You see, that's the reason, and I'm not going to show this one. So I'm going to do this. Let's shuffle. The door number 1 is here. Door number 2 here. And the door number 3. Voila. So guys, I want to go back to the screen with you. So let's see what's happening. The door on the left, the door number 1 is, there is like Fareen Siddiqui, and I'm going to bring an angel card for you. I'm going to get your own messages. I don't know if I missed anybody in the process, guys. You need to scream at me. Farik, you're getting patience. It's just telling you there's like some situation in your life that you're acting prematurely. So you really need to pull back on that one and just like do something else. So let's go to the doors. I'm going to put here the timestamps, so I have all of that. So the left one is 2 of Cups. So this is absolute yes. This is good for relationships. It's good for work relationships or personal relationships or family relationships, but it's the most beneficial when it's kind of like one-on-one dealings. So you need a one person that is going to acknowledge something, so that can talk about signing contracts. But anyhow, it's really resounding yes, that not only you will feel fulfilled emotionally, but the other person who is involved on the other side. So that is very, very important. So the second card, if it is yes or no question, is Three of Wands. So you're taking a risk over here. You are saying, you know what? It's better to love and lose than never love and never feel it, either up or down. You're picking these choices, and usually something comes back. Maybe not in a format or form that you want, but this is kind of like really encouraging that somebody has an ability to risk. There is a risk over here, so that is very, very important. ECAT, I didn't do your card. There you go. Thank you for calling ECAT. Oh, that's how I shuffle. That's how I shuffle. You're getting 2. Oh my gosh, this expansiveness is showing up today, and communication. So it almost like tells me, and I don't know why that crossed my mind, that you have to find different people and put different things on the plate. And this, I think, Knitting Yogi had it, and somebody else. You really need to think much higher, much, much higher. Like almost like, hey, if money was no object, if I had no limits in life, educational, financial, emotional, relationship wise, and if I'm just starting this life and I'm just like saying this is what they want, this is what they want. So that's kind of like that expansiveness over here. And then you also need to firm it up. You need to follow up with some kind of communication. So it almost like tells me they're going to be like you people. Maybe you should join some Facebook forums where people have some kind of dreams or something like that, in order for you to find that portal where you are able to expand yourself. So it tells me usually when you get expansiveness that something was sealed or something was blocked, and now it needs to be unblocked. So hopefully that really helped. And anybody asks for the door number 3, your answer is the Hermit. The answer is like that you need to be a little bit wiser than the question that you're asking, right? So Hermit doesn't answer the question. Hermit is saying, be careful what you wish for. You may get it. So it's kind of like positive, but it's also, I don't know, if you're dealing with a Virgo or somebody who has a very strong Virgo in their chart, or something that started around September last year, end of August, then this can be relevant to this card in terms of timing, in terms of the modality, right? But it actually could mean, and this particular deck has him carrying a lantern with a star inside. So the star is like the hope. And he just kind of like gave up the ways of the life, and he's just looking for something different. So maybe you need to compare this against the wish that you have. If something is like very material, if something is very skin deep, then I would say no. But if something is like really deeper, if you had this really big generic question, then the answer is yes. And its answer is saying you need to really work on yourself inside, do the mindfulness lessons, do meditations, and that is going to be very, very, very productive. So I hope, guys, this was like helpful. I actually had fun today. I really like that, I didn't go on for 2 hours and I didn't neglect you. It was kind of like interaction in the meantime. So I was going to think more of this, maybe even some kind of like a games, which kind of sucks because YouTube is still not very, very fast. I am having a really, really fast internet service at this stage. It's 1 gigabyte up and down. But I called Bell and I said, why am I paying $110 and I only have internet? I don't have the phone. I don't have anything else. Can you do anything better? Because a friend of mine just called in front of me and he got a better deal. So he's paying less for a bundle of a home phone and the internet and television. So the guy said, you have to go in a bundle. I said, but I don't really watch television. I really don't care. He said, just trust me. So he puts me on the bundle, and the bundle is getting some basic, I guess, TV channels, top of the line internet, 1.5 gig up and down, and home phone, And for all of that, I will pay $70. So it's great. Like, I mean, when you're calling for Christmas and you're saying, you know what, how about paying less? And I got, almost like 35% discount. So, Kylie, I'm here with you if you need to talk. As I said to all the other mods, just send me your information. And information meaning send me your phone number. I'm going to add you to WhatsApp so we can communicate. Only Knitting Yogi took me up on this one. So that way, you know, I'm allowing you. I know you for a while. This is why I made you a mod. And I know that you have positive influence. So if there is anything I can do, if I can do, sometimes it's just, you know, listening, hearing you. It's something that I will want to do for you. So, Kylie, you're my thoughts. Hey, did you come to say Merry Christmas to everybody? Huh? Here, look at it. Say Merry Christmas. Do you love everybody? Very much? The best? And Happy New Year? Oh my goodness, guys. We are like 13 days away from 2022 and it's going to be different. 2022 is a year number 6. Is going to be a year of unity. It's going to be a year of loving each other. It's going to be a year where we form new relationships. It's going to be awesome. After this rocky road, I knew when we entered the year number 4, I know it's good to set foundations, right? So I moved, I got a new job. It's actually a pretty prestigious job. And I'm still very nervous because I also like kind of like doing my self-employment, but I found a way how to balance both. So clearly, like for me, just speaking for about myself, that things have changed and they're like much bigger things, right? But the year number 6 is like celebration of all of these things and saying, patting yourself on the shoulders, we did the right choices. So wherever these choices are in your life, it's going to be happening. So guys, we are reconnecting. What did I say? On the 8th, let me just check, Safi. Let me just check the calendar. The calendar is the 8th. Yes. The 1st, I'm pretty sure I just want to sleep in and do nothing. And I actually will take probably to finish all of these annuals that I have so far. And I'm aiming to do it by the 24th because all my bosses are in just on the 20th and that's it. I'm having not a big workflow on that week, so I want to finish them all in. So that way I have these, 12 days of Christmas for myself. So, I'm so glad to hear it, Barbie, and that's another thing. Thank you all. Thank you, Chris. Because I think I didn't laugh enough as well. And I think that's changing. I'm finding humor everywhere and I'm able to laugh at myself. And, that means that you are over some trauma, whatever it is. And that's also very, very good. So, love you. Hi, Shafi. Do you want to tell them what we did in the morning? Do you want to tell how decadent your mommy was? So I woke up really early. I woke up at 7. This is like Atlantic Standard Time I'm on right now. And then I went to walk the dog, and then I did breakfast, and then around 11, because I'm starting at noon on my time here, I said, okay, I really need to take the shower and prepare myself for live. And then I said, okay, why don't I do my whirlpool bath? So I was very decadent from 11 to 11:45. I was relaxing in the bath, and that's what I did. So guys, use some decadence and find what is nice in your life, even if that's a little kind of like bowl of Ferrero Rocher, which is my favorite, or if it is like a nice warm bath while Safi is investigating the bubbles. Whatever it is, just give yourself this little kind of like corner of heaven and look forward to 2022. It's going to be really, really good. So love you all. Have beautiful, beautiful celebrations. And I'll be joining you early in the next year. All the best. Okay, so let's post this. Let's post this.